This is a quick tutorial to show you how to use, basically use the Arduino to make your robot fish. So I'm in the topics page for robotics. So you got to go to the website, go to your class, go to topics and robotics. And then what I want you to notice is on the left-hand side, there's this quick reference guide, and it tells you about all the different things we've used in this class, whether it's a photoresistor or a ultrasonic rangefinder, which senses inputs, or all of the different ways that we send to output. We're going to concentrate in this video on the servo. So I'm going to click on this link and it's going to take me to a little slide deck that has pretty much everything you need to get started. So the first thing to look at is how do you wire up your servo. You can see that I've got the brown wire going to the black, going to the ground, and then the red is going to the 5 volts, and the orange is going to the 9 volt. That's the signal, and it's going to not 9 volts, but the pin 9. Okay. There's two types of code for the servo. There's what we call the herky-jerky motion, which basically just sends the pointer of the servo to specific angles. All code for the servos start with these two things. You have to call the servo library, so a program has all kinds of embedded information. You have to initialize your servo. I've called it my servo. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it Frank. You can call it anything. In the setup, I have to attach my servo to a specific pin. I've chosen pin 9. And then in the loop, it's going to do this over and over again. It's basically going to take the servo, move it to angle 0. That's what write 0 in the parentheses means. So it's going to move it to angle 0, wait 1 second or 1,000 milliseconds, move it to angle 90, wait another second, and then move it to 180. Wait 1 second, and then pivot all the way back to 0. So the way you use these slide decks is you can just copy everything. Command C. Let's go over to our Arduino. Let's see, I'm going to put that back so you can see the actual Arduino as we go. So the way you want to do this is you want to delete everything that's already in your IDE in your window and paste the code you just copied. So it's all there. Now, we have to plug in our Arduino. This is already, don't look at it yet. It's already moving. So actually, before I do this, I'm going to upload blank code. This is what you'll see when you first start. So nothing's happening in our Arduino. So then what I'm going to do is copy, delete whatever's there, and paste the code that I do want in there. Before you actually hit the upload button, you just want to make sure that you have the proper board selected, Arduino Uno. But if you go to Tools, you'll see that you can select the board, which is already correct, and you have to select the port. A lot of the times, you have all kinds of, like my son has a kiddie speaker, so that's one of the devices. A lot of the times, it'll say Bluetooth. You don't want that. You want the one that says USB serial. So I've got it ticked, and I'm okay. Now I can just upload this code. So watch what happens when I do that. So now this is angle 0, angle 90, 180, and then it flips back to 0, 90, 180, 0, 90, 180. One of the things you'll notice is that it's not sort of centered. What I can do to make this easier for myself when I code, let's say I want a 0, like I want the fish or whatever to sway back and forth, and then I want it to be in the middle. So let's say I want to know where the 90-degree point is. I can just upload this same code. Now, what did I do? Oh, I forgot a parentheses. Careful when you're deleting. Shift parentheses. So I'm going to upload just the 90. So that's what it's telling me. And now what I can do is I can actually take my arm off and position it in a much better spot. So now it's going like that. And now when I want to pivot it around, see, now it's doing what I want it to. So that's 180, 0, 90, 180, back to 0. Okay, so that's fun and all. Let's get rid of that. It gets annoying after a while. The one way you can turn off your servo is by uploading a blank sketch. So now I'm just telling the servo stop. Just don't do anything, right? Let's go back to this slide deck. And then the second set of code is code for a smooth motion. And what this will do, same thing in the beginning, you call the library. Now what we're doing is we're creating two variables. One of the variables is called ang1, and I'm setting it to be 90 degrees to start. And then I've got another integer, which is v, that's for the speed. I have to initialize my servo, and then I have to attach it. Again, I'm attaching it to pin 9. Now let's look at what's happening in the loop. Now I'm writing ang1. Well, I told ang1 to be 90, so I'm going to write to 90 degrees, but then it's going to add whatever I said v is. So right now v is 2, so now my ang1 will be 92. And then the next time around, it'll be 94, 96, 98, etc. The code is set to check. Is the angle greater than 180? If it's not, it'll just keep going. If it is, it'll do this. It'll basically start subtracting. So now it's subtracting, subtracting, subtracting. Again, it's always checking. Is it less than 0? If it does, it'll start adding. So again, I'm going to go Command A, Command C, and I'm going to copy this code into my IDE. So I've already set this thing where I want it to be. So it should just go back and forth smoothly. Let's see what it does. See that? It started at 90, and now it's basically going back and forth between 0 and 180. There's different things you can do here. What if I want it to move faster? Let's say I set that to 5. I can make it move faster. Okay, so that's moving a little bit faster, or you could go slower. The other thing I might want, maybe that's too big an angle. Maybe my fish doesn't go all that way. So maybe I don't want it to go all the way to 180. Maybe like from 90, maybe I want it to go from like 80 to 100. So I'm going to make the lowest angle it can be 80, and the highest angle it can be 100. That's like 10 degrees on either side of 90. If I upload that, watch what happens. So now it's just flipping back and forth. I can decrease the speed again. Maybe this is it just floating along. Okay, really small angle, and I can increase this. I can make this 70 to 110, upload that, and it goes a little bit farther. Okay, but basically it's your challenge to embed an if statement within an if statement. So we have an if statement here, but what you want to do is, for example, if the photoresistor value is greater than some number, do this, and if the photoresistor value is different, change it. I'm going to leave that up to you to try to troubleshoot, but this is how you get started. Let us know if you have any questions.